Hello there, my beloved Algebra 2 students. Here's your Chapter 5 test. Please listen carefully. We're not going to do every problem on the test, okay? But we are going to do number 1. So in number 1, you need to put this into your graphic calculator, okay? And we are looking, once you do hit second graph, and we're looking to get the table of values. We want the vertex point, which is the point where, if you recall when we did it in class, the data starts to repeat itself. That would be, the spot where it's right down here's the vertex. Okay, it's where the numbers are coming around. You got negative y's, and then all of a sudden we got positive y's again, or I'm sorry, negative x's and then positive x's. Okay. So make sure you fill in the table, this being the vertex, axis of symmetry. Okay. You can figure that out by using this little formula right here. Excuse me. The axis of symmetry is going to be this vertical part right here in the graph where it could fold on itself. And you need to make sure you graph it also over here on your chart. Number 2, we need to find the product. So what you need to do is just basically make a box. Again, so you have 3x plus 2 here and x minus 5 here. Then you simply want to multiply everybody together, okay? Remember, these boxes here are probably, or should be, like terms, and you need to combine them to simplify the problem. Down below here, we're just going to do number 3. We are not doing number 4. So again, you need to make the x box. Make your x, and then make your box. Remember, the first box here is the first term, and the last box, it is the last term. Okay? And up here, in your x, this is going to be 35 and 12. So your job, and now is using your multiplication chart, find multiplication facts that make 35 but would add together to make 12, and plug everything in and factor it out. So again, your final answer, it should be in a set x plus or minus what times x plus or minus what. Over here on the next page, we're going to do number 5. We are not going to do number 6. Skip number 6. All right, so you're going to factor this out just like you did with the x box. Or my hint to you on this one is, being that there's no middle term, no b, this is a perfect square. So it should be the same number in your multiplication chart that makes 49, but would give you 0. And remember, to make a negative number in your final answer, you're going to need to have one positive and one negative. Number 7, we're going to solve this by factoring. So again, just make your x box, do the x box like you've been doing. But then in the end, like for example, let's say I got x plus 3, x minus 2. This is just an example. I have no idea, but it's all equal to 0. So then I make 2 problems like this. And I solve each one for x. You would have 2 solutions, okay? That's what you're doing on number 7. Moving on, we're going to do number 8. We are not going to do number 9. So number 8, you just need to simplify this. Break it down, find 2 multiplication facts, use your chart, and break this down into radical form. So like you could have an answer of like 2 radical 7 or something like that. Okay, So you want to use what times what and just keep breaking things down. Remember, in order to get a guy to come out here, he's got to have two of them, at least a buddy, to break out of jail. If you don't have a buddy to get out of jail, you stay in jail. Continuing on, we're not going to do 11. And the reason I'm just crossing these off is just to make sure we get done. That's all. So in number 10, I would rewrite these. So I have negative 11 plus 3i, and then positive 4 minus 6i, and then combine going down. That's what I would do. Or you could write it all out across and just make sure you're combining your like terms. Okay, moving on to page 3. Let's zoom in here. We'll skip 13. We'll just do 12. All right. You're solving by square roots. So basically solve this equation. Just solve it like you always have. Get rid of the 14. But in the end, remember, we have to take the square root to both sides. Okay? And if it doesn't come out even, break it down. Break it down. Use your chart to help you find a multiplication fact. So your answer might look like this if it's not a perfect square. All right, again, we're skipping 15. We'll just do 14. We're going to write this as a complex number. Okay. So we need to multiply these two. Okay, use the box. 5 plus 3i, 4 minus 4i. Remember, if you can just start multiplying. Combine your like terms, which the like terms should be in these boxes. And remember too that if it's I times I, that's I squared, and that equals a negative 1. So if you get I squared, that equals a negative 1. Okay? So you would just substitute negative 1 and aggregate that in your problem. Okay, here we want to solve by completing the square. Okay, so just like we've done in class, identify your A, B, and C. So remember, when we're completing the square, you got to identify your A, B, and C. A is 1, B is negative 6, C is negative 2. And we'll have all the formulas for you. There should be on here, actually, I think somewhere. Okay, and here's the last ones. You know what, we'll skip 17. Just go to 18. Do that one. Here is the formula that you need. It's on your paper. Make sure you identify your A, B, and C. Plug everything in properly and just take your time. You know, just do like this little part, then this little part, then subtract them. If it's not a perfect square, you're going to have to break it down. Okay? Just remember, this would be your A, your B, and your C. There is a bonus at the bottom. You're going to write the expression as a complex number in standard form. So give it a shot. Take your time. If you have questions, ask. Have a great day, and God bless.